Well, that was the round button, wasn't it? Accidentally switched to the end screen. Okay, here we are though. We're actually starting the game. So, we are back to playing some more Genshin Impact today. I thought I should, maybe keep everyone in on the loop on what's going on with a particular thing real quick before we get into the story. I'll keep this brief, but I am doing more experimenting with trying to get maybe a multi-stream
Don't
setup
underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys
to
around.
Oak.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on the...
Getting a multi-stream setup to Oak for my stream, perhaps multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch at once. That's something I'm thinking of doing. Today, I could not manage that. It wasn't working. I did it 2 days ago for the first time, and maybe we will try it again later this week. Maybe I can make it work better. But until then, yeah, just here on YouTube for this stream, because YouTube is my is the higher priority. If it's unstable, we'll stick to YouTube. We are, anyways, with Genshin Impact. Last time which was like a month ago, we just kinda got started on the Archon Quest line. I mean, that's wrong. We get started on continuing the Hydro Archon Quest line. Oh, starting the Hydro. Anyways, I believe we oh, where were we? Oh wait, I just know that we were headed to the Opera House here. I don't remember exactly what's going to happen here. Was it with... Maybe it's Linny and Lynette? Linny and Lynette? Is that what's going on here? Maybe? I don't know. Let's go see. When I was making the thumbnail, I was thinking, oh, we're going to the Opera House because Furina's going to be there. I didn't really think it through.
This is fancy. The opera at the Quest. What a place to hold a performance. No wonder Linny and Lynette were looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, it might just be Linny and Lynette that we're going to be seeing here.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
So, oh, and last time we got to see a decent amount about what kind of makes Fontaine the unique place that it is, the way the justice system exists in a Fontaine in part for entertainment, and like they get their power for their country from justice from some machine or something that the Archon made. But anyways, onwards.
What's wrong?
What's going on here? Seems important, whatever it is.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Whose voice
Welcome
was
to the
that?
Fountain of Lucine. All the water
wasn't
flowing through
Lynette.
Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette! You scared Paimon!
Oh, who was that? And what was that word?
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Actually, that thing that just happened just now reminds me of back when at the start of the Dandro quest with the dream of the roots and such, yeah.
Right.
But it, yeah. By the way, Lynette, I seemed to hear a faint voice just now.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
It seemed as if it was coming from the fountain. Oh, the fountain.
You're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
I see. I
Uh,
might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard.
I just have to argue with Paimon here. I don't think a voice coming from this fountain is that spooky, but anyways.
In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
It's because of his sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Just
Sadness?
answer me. When do you cry?
Sadness? Perhaps?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges.
Including
Even the
everyone's
tears that fall
tears?
to the ground will eventually gather here.
Huh.
So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if I buy the explanation.
What did the voice say?
It seemed to be calling out someone's name.
If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first.
Okay.
Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Lenny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Lenny.
Yeah, I don't know how this part may play into the overall quest. This place is big, isn't it?
Lady Furina hasn't changed one bit.
Wait. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to play into the overall story of the Archon Quest, or it might just be like a side thing for us to kind of meet and get to know Lenny and Lynette. I could kind of see it being a mix of both, but I don't know.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house.
Oh!
Wait just a moment. I'll fetch the tickets.
Alright. I want to... This place looks cool, but this place is also where the most important judgments take
The Opera
place,
House
right?
has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and
Because-
here are your tickets.
The mix of
Front row seats.
entertainment and
Thanks, Lenny.
justice this place has going for it.
Don't mention
Right.
it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a...
Yeah,
Shoot.
we'll just go to our seats. You
Yep.
go ahead, Linny.
Go ahead. Do we get to take a peek around or... Yes, okay. Okay. This doesn't just teleport me to the seat and move on with the cutscene or anything. Ooh. Oh, look at that in the back. Look at... Is there any way to like zoom in from up here? We can't zoom in too far, can I? Oh! Okay, so right there, that's where my seat is. Can I go up here first? Please? Please? No. Yes. Okay, I want to see this. Look at those gears. I like it. I do. Oh. Is that water in there as well? Like that blue in the gears? Maybe. And what's this? It looks like a mix between a balance and a throne. I like it. Wait, who's that down there? Blue. I just see blue. Who? There's multiple blue characters in the Watu country, so I don't know. Oh, I think I've seen this guy, but I don't think we've met this guy in the game yet. I've just seen out of him, and I saw his splash for the wish.
Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still.
Also, I
It's
know
awkward if we don't say anything.
his name, I think, but I don't know for sure how to pronounce it, so I'll just... isn't that usually your job?
Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward.
Yes, this is the
terribly
guy
sorry.
I've seen.
I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you
He's
sure have
right
good
there,
ears. I don't know how
Paimon.
she was keeping her
He's
voice
not
down.
distant.
Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk. But what should we talk about?
Paimon. Okay, this is getting even more awkward.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
I don't think so, that's
A
my guess.
Friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
I believe he's a high-ranking
not friends with
official,
Linny,
but I
then?
don't know for
This
sure.
is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction.
Oh,
Nice
yes.
to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Paimon
We
is
just arrived at
Paimon.
Volcane.
That is a pretty good description of Paimon.
It is an
Paimon
honor
is
to meet you
Paimon.
two. I have heard of your deeds across Teyvat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Starts with an
Oh,
un,
Monsieur
right?
Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Oh no, that's a name.
Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in
Wait,
person.
there is no history button here. I can't have him say the name again. Okay, I will try to pronounce that in the future.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be?
Okay, wait, Navalat? Maybe?
I saw you all chatting just now,
Navalat?
but it seems you still
I
don't
think
know
I said
who
it
Monsieur
differently
Nervillet
that time.
is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice.
I'll try.
That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the
That?
symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa!
Wait.
Sorry for being so rude just now.
He's the
Paimon
symbol
had
of
no
justice?
idea you were such an important person.
What? Isn't that Furina's job as the Archon of Justice? Wouldn't she be the symbol of it? I'm a little...
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now.
Oh,
I believe she is
There
trying to
she
give you a
is.
most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should
Yes.
take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
I didn't see her. Only person I saw here was Novelet. Maybe I said that right.
Oh, it's Furina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face.
I want
Guess she has no
to...
idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy
I
the
want
show.
to know more about what she's actually like. I feel like I don't...
So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right.
I'm not sure I
Please
know.
wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
I feel like there's more I
The
might
show's
be able
finally
to
about to
learn
start.
about her, you know.
Paimon can hardly wait.
I mean...
I've never seen a real live magic show before.
I mean, actually, that might be like a little bit obvious in fact, because we always learn more about the Archons from the start to later on in the Archon Quest line. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, they're dimming the lights. The show must be starting. Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Oh, that sounds like quite a challenge for
Welcome, one and
Paimon.
all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please,
Okay.
let's give her a warm welcome.
I wonder how much of this we might see. I kind of was half expecting it to like fade to black and we go to after the show, but maybe we're seeing some
I know
amount
she may
of
seem
it.
to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
No, I think
Now,
that's just
some
how
of you
she
may be
is.
thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all.
No, isn't
So,
that true
I would
magic?
like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Someone with a mask.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods
Oh,
will
nice.
be able to help us.
Nice.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm
Yeah?
sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should
I
say.
don't know. Seems like
You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
seems like a difficult thing right there for Lynette to steal a Linny's spotlight. She doesn't even seem to particularly want to steal the spotlight from him.
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
I I remember playtesting him when he first came out, and I think he has like an ability with his hat. His hat floats and has cows that fell out. And a beard. Okay.
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky.
Oh, escape artist.
Using this water tank,
An escape
I shall
artist
make
trick,
my sister
perhaps?
vanish completely, right before your very
That's
eyes.
a pretty sizable water tank. Oh, we're getting a hint of foreboding in the music here.
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top.
I'm almost a little worried with that hint of foreboding we're getting in the music.
Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur
But
magician
no.
would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's
I
me
don't
on
know.
stage, so let me show
No,
you what a true
no.
virtuoso can do.
I mean, I don't think anything's going to go wrong with his trick. That's not what I was worried about. I'm worried that something could happen during the
Lynette,
trick,
are you still
not
there?
with the trick.
Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Ta-da! There we go.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Harlan didn't seem to do anything.
Neat,
Wasn't Lynette
neat.
inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
What a show, no wonder he's a
If we could
famous
see easily through
magician.
his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking.
Yeah.
To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But
It's kind
our
of-
magical journey has only just begun. I've
So-
prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here.
It's kind of, in some senses, weird to have, like, a magic trick shown in, like, a video game, in that it's, like, some of the time... They could show us anything, right? Whereas, like, if you watch a magic show with real people, you know, they did it some way, but in a video game they could have had like anything happen, and it's just as easy in a way for them to do. In the last there's any sort of a unless in the storyline perhaps there is a specific way that this happened and it's relevant to the story in some other way. So now this has me wondering if this magic trick is going to, I don't know, be in some way relevant to the plot line in some greater way than just astonishing a crowd.
The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough, but Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky
I don't
audience
think it's
member.
going to be any of those
Please,
audience
if my
members.
assistants could bring out the magical boxes now.
I'm
There
guessing
are
it's
two
one of
boxes
the
and
characters
only
we
two
know.
boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Could be the Traveler, Novelette, or Furina. Those are the three people I think it could be, but like none of these people who are background
I'm
characters.
sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow, how's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks?
Oh, I
Or does
guess it
Lenny
could
have
also be
actual
Paimon,
superpowers?
but I don't think Paimon. I don't know. Let's watch
The
and
lucky
see.
audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then,
Alright, let's see
begin.
who it randomly is.
Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations!
Okay, maybe it is
you
a
now have the
random
chance
person.
to
Really?
experience magic firsthand for an entire minute.
Okay.
Please, come
Seems
forward.
a little
My
weird
assistant
for it
will
to
take
be
you
a
beside the
completely
magic
random
box.
person. Oh, huh.
I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things
I
may
really
happen,
wanted it.
don't come out of the box.
I really wanted to it. I really wanted to see it being one of the characters we're getting to know.
If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Don't know what that is.
Okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this.
Alright.
60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying
I
on your
don't
voices
believe
to know
you
when time
there.
is up.
I
Oh,
do
and
not
no
believe
tricks
that you
now.
won't be
If you
able to
quickly
see
count
anything.
from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that.
Yeah, I'm sure Linny's
No,
prepared
that
even
won't
for that.
do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
Just get in the box. Get in the box. Go on.
That's right, perfect. Keep it going.
Oh, the
All
music's
right, I'll see
kicking
you
in
all on
again.
the other side once you've finished counting.
Okay.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Neverlet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You looked so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
See, I wanted to like see maybe like him swapped with Novelette swapped with
You all right in there?
Linny.
Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic.
What?
It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air
Can
right
we
above
hear
the
him?
audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
It's all part of the show.
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Well, Paimon really eats up the all of the stage tricks and such. Did it come from the stage? Maybe it was
Not
just
sure.
to divert our
Anyway, it doesn't
attention.
seem like anyone's worried about it.
25! 24!
We're still in the 20s?
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's
If
no
it's-
time for that. The
If
show
it's
is what's
anything
important.
like...
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19! 18! 17!
Now, if what I know is correct, and I think it is, then if Linny's a normal magician, then all of this bit with the guy by the box is all for show, right?
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone.
They likely
Seems
are
like we're all
going as
starting to
planned.
count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
Oh?
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think.
Is
a
it
master
even going to
magician
end
like
up
me
as
can't
people are
guarantee
swapping
I'll get it right
places,
the
or
first
maybe a
time.
different trick
Hey,
entirely?
wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Surely it was for show.
Ta-da!
And the other person? And... Huh? Oh. That does not seem like it went right. A mask.
Is this part of the show? Mr. Linney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no.
Huh.
Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in the
I
house,
need to
right?
switch to the
This
new
performance is
Hydro.
over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of justice.
No need to be
Okay.
alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
So it may have been an accident. Oh, may have been a sabotage. The
Unfortunately, the person who is in the
in
magic box
box
has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the
he wearing
fireworks on
the
stage
mask?
ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then
Really?
caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area,
Did
the
you
guards have
talk to
confirmed that the
Linny
girl
about it?
is
What
nowhere
the
to be
trick
found.
was actually like?
It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance.
Okay.
And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
Alright.
The
Okay.
serial disappearances case?
Did we wait?
the
Did
case
we
that
hear
Charlie
about this?
mentioned
Yes.
before.
Yeah. And to pull it off in the front, of an audience, including the Archon and Chief Justice. Okay, so this is why it wasn't one of the characters we know. Is because the person got kidnapped.
I know.
Yeah.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he
Does she really know?
underestimate us that badly?
Like, I can't tell if she's putting on a show here.
Magician Mr. Linney is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
It is.
No, this all occurred during your magic show,
Like-
did it not?
Okay,
The
so
missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not?
like, okay, so I'll say, I think it would be cool if this is in fact like a mystery that Furina has figured out instantly. The like having one of the Archons being like a genius detective sort of character. That sounds neat to me, but I also can't tell if that's actually what Furina's like here. I can't tell if I don't know. It almost seems like a decent chunk of what she does could be a front. It could be a bit of a charade. But I don't know. I don't know enough yet.
Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Lenny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice.
Well, there's...
Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Okay, I will say that second part perhaps could have... Wait, oh, we know he wanted to catch the criminal. And perhaps if that's true, then... Yeah, but... I'd forgotten about that myself, because it's been a bit since we played the last bit of the quest, but, the other thing, what was... Yeah, Paimon also said that we heard his voice coming from within the bar, but if he's a magician, like, a lot of what magicians do is related to, like, misdirection and such, so... Okay, he's a suspect at most. It's hard to believe. He's a suspect
Save
at most.
discussion for a later time, please. Lady Furina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
I think we need to see more about the relationship between these two characters, Furina and Novelid? It seems like he has more authority than Furina. Is that insane? Is that...
But what Lady Furina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Furina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lenny, won't you?
Oh!
After all, he was the one who helped you the
Okay.
first time we met.
Alright then. Why not? I trust Linny. I mean, it's my only option
There's no
here.
problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Just
But
a
with
moment.
Lenny's help,
Oh,
our
wait,
little
it's still
duel
going
ended
anyways,
in a
but there's-
draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
I was trying to
And
untangle
what
a
better
code,
place
but
to
it
hold such a
kept
riveting
going.
showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler,
Okay.
seems Lady Furina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment,
Yeah, she does
I'd like
have
to
a
ask you,
flair for
are you
drama.
willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case?
Sure.
Very
Sure, the
well.
Traveler's
The
an
trial will
attorney
be held
now.
a day from now in the Opera House.
Why
Both
not?
sides may investigate the scene to build their
Why
cases
not?
and search for the truth. Linney and his troop are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot
This
Outlander
doesn't
can
seem
build
like
in such a short amount of time.
entirely fair, you know. The
I'm really quite looking
God
forward
of
to hearing
justice in a case against the Traveler. It seems unfair.
Sorry about everything that happened.
Okay,
just
can
now.
Lynette give us
Were you
information
frightened?
about what was going on on her end?
Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Because surely she was busy
Yeah, I'm a little
backstage or
shaken
doing
up
something
myself.
with the trick.
How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
Okay, so it does seem the story leans heavily towards it not being a Lenny, just from the options that even gives me to say. So I guess we, yeah, I
to
guess
hear.
we don't have
Thank
a
you
whole
so much
lot
for
of
trusting me.
choice to, you know, like think that
I'm
Lenny
sure
might
everyone
be the
sees me as
murderer.
the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion.
I mean,
I don't know
it's
whether
not
what happened
that
there
I
on the stage
really
was purely an
suspect him,
accident or
but
not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
oh, looks like he got his vision back. Right there. I'm kind of in the way, but yeah. Yeah, yes, it's very strange, but there's no denying what happened.
We need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
What's with the mustache and glasses? Yeah.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry.
Sure,
Paimon used her own
Paimon.
savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
And I
think you look cute
definitely
on you,
believe that
Paimon.
about as well.
You have good taste, Lynette.
I think she bought them
That's the
from the
right
travel
attitude.
funds.
Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah, I won't let you down. I'm used to this sort of thing. Yeah. We encounter some new problems, some trouble wherever we go.
Investigating, Paimon has a question first.
But I don't think we've ever done this sort of thing, not in the quests I've done.
I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Right.
We might need to
The
know
truth
some
behind our
of
tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity.
It's as
As a
I
magician,
said.
our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it.
It's as I said earlier that a magic trick in like a game like this, in a lot of ways, doesn't make sense in the story, unless the way that the magic trick is done becomes important to the story. And just now it's becoming important to the story.
But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go
We're
somewhere
going
else
to
if
get
we're
the
going to discuss
secrets
our magic
of their
tricks.
magic tricks.
We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
Alright, Detective Paimon.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Paimon goes up to an officer with that on. Okay, yeah. With the mustache and okay, yeah. We're Linny and Lynette's attorneys.
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Furina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Okay.
The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him.
I want to know
The
if he
assistants are
was the
usually
one
in
wearing
charge
the
of setting
mask.
up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Why was Cowl inside?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident.
Honestly, I wonder if the fireworks really did like accidentally burn. I don't really see the fireworks burning it accidentally as being what happened.
If anything, the more logical
know.
explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Yeah,
Are you
that
both
does
good
seem like
friends of
the biggest problem.
You
The
can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
honestly, to me, it almost seems a little like naive of the Traveler and Paimon to be Linny and Lynette's attorneys here. Like, we meet them, spend half a day with them, and think, oh, we know you, you're perfectly innocent. Let me defend you in a trial against the God of Justice. It almost seems to me to be naive on Paimon and the Traveler's part. To think that they know Linny and Lynette well enough to make a character judgment already.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
But that's not always true. People can, but that's
Sorry,
not always
I
true.
tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
You can use the case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collection, situation, and solved case-related information. Sure. You can check as yet undiscovered evidence and clues in the case record, then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use the perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Guards investigation report. The investigation from the guards indicates that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill a cowl who was within it. It seems evident that Linny is the likeliest user of the prop to commit a crime. However, the reason for the victim being Cowl and the reason for the chosen lady's disappearance remain mysteries. The deceased's identity. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants named Cowl. He was well trusted by all his colleagues. His job was setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. Okay, let's see. E for the perception skill. Woo. Things everywhere. Rope. Sure.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
Yeah?
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense unless it was purposeful. So either Linny didn't realize this was a safety concern or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
What? Why are we serious? We're doing a murder investigation. There's every reason to be serious here. I'm just looking at where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Seems to be flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Yeah. Special rope, it was flammable. Extra. Things everywhere. Will work out. The broken backs. Yeah. It's the broken backs was a broken backs. Who's this? Hello? Quentin?
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See,
Okay,
told you.
that's
What if the machine picked some big guy's seat?
pretty big.
You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during
Well,
his performance,
someone
right?
did. Maybe
lucky girl
Linny,
that later
maybe
disappeared.
someone else.
Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Can we get any information on that particular person?
Out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry to bother. But also, we don't know necessarily who set up the props. It's seeming...
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
The props are seeming bad for whoever set them up, but we don't know if it was Linny. In fact, the one thing that we do know for certain is that Linny has multiple people who work for him. The very fact that the victim was one of those points that out. And thus it seems extremely unlikely that he would have set up every single prop himself.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence.
Can we check to the Magic
Troop? The seats were all
Troop?
booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Oh yeah, who is she?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her, and we have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
Okay.
Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Yeah.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case.
Well, we just don't necessarily know the
connections between them.
Know the connection yet.
Okay,
greetings, Western. I don't know if how long you've been in chat. I've been engrossed in the game. Thanks for letting us know all of this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
The disappearances do seem important, that's for sure. Halsey. Yeah, we got that stuff, yeah. Now, I wanted to check so we can use E to, like, get evidence to pop up. What about this? Yeah, I thought so. Anything about this box? Someone over here. Ooh. Maybe someone with the magic
I see that you're
troop?
investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Oh, you got Raiden? Nice. I was actually...
Why don't I tell you my hypothesis first?
Well, 1 second.
The way I see
I want to see how many jades I
thud.
have.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
I was actually thinking about pulling for Raiden a bit before Hubanu
but I
goes
suspect
away.
that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I I can't tell if this is actually an important clue here.
Accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank or something like that. And when
This
the pirate
seems a
technics
little
went off,
far-fetched
she cut the
here.
rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then shouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I
So,
suppose
tad
I must
important the
reconsider.
rest of this disregard, I
That
think.
does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Strange sound during the magic show. Yeah, so actually, something that I was going back and forth on during the day here, 15 hours left. I could do a few pulls. I still haven't decided, but something I was going back and forth on was... Well, actually, I should grab my 5. Pokemon. Whereas, how many... Yeah, I only have like 30 pulls I could do, but was maybe to pull for Raiden, Shogun, May. I mean, we're getting a view. I just did a quest line with May, Raiden, in the other game, Genshin Impact 3rd. And we're going to get here. We're going to get a version of here in the other game as well. Soon, Honkai Star Rail, we're going to get a version of here later. And I'd kind of like to eventually get all of the Archons myself. You say 1 set of 10? I should do 1 set of 10? Yeah. That does sound fun. Yeah, why not? Test my luck. I will say before I do this, I have no idea where my pity is at. I'd have to go back and check, but let's just see. Let's see. 1 set of 10. It's not even that many primo gems. Can we get it? Can luck? No. But there's also actually plenty of posters that I want to get, so... I don't know whether I had here before. Whoa! 2 Kujos. And Kujo Sara? Well, even if I didn't get a 5-star, this seems to have been a pretty good set of 10, I have to say. Wow! My first Kujo Sara and her first constellation, which yeah, I don't know. I don't know how good it is, but also Bennett. Though I think my Bennett might be maxed out. Is my Bennett maxed? Can I just check that? Yeah, my Bennett's maxed. Ah, that's too bad. I might do another set of 10, but not this minute. Maybe later in the stream we'll do another set of 10. I need to think about it. I need to think about it. I would like to... I'd like to have Raiden in all 3 of their games. That would be quite something. Okay, let's see. You can't get a single ban. The funny thing is, I actually... That's just the way these games go. I have... That was my, like, 7th or something Banny. And I don't even particularly like Bennett. Okay, so we have a clue there. I just want to check. Where do we have? I mean, I know that Bannet is a good character, though. I just... There's other characters I like more. It's one of those, then. Okay, the last clue I can find... Oh, I wanted to know something funny. Actually, as far as post house go, my primary team that I use consists of Ito, Albedo, and Goro. Ito's the 5-star, Goro's the 4-star. They were on the same Banu. Why don't we look at the constellations here? I have Constellation 2 for Ito. Wow. 4 for Goro. They're on the same Banu, like, every time. I got Ito before I got even a single one of Goro. It was sad, really unlucky. Really unlucky.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Oh wait, that was it? We can't stack mode? Says we have one more clue to find in the Opera House. So why so many Geo characters? Okay, so that has to do with... actually, I first off, Neen Grain was my first main. She's the first character I played a ton of. And the thing is, I really... I don't know. One of the big things I really like that, it's not about Ito, but I like the way Albedo and Goro both have abilities that they put down a field that buffs the characters in the side of... A field that lasts for a decent amount of time. I mean, Bannet can put a field down, but his field is only cast by his ultimate. He can't repeatedly put it down. What am I missing in here? Can I go upstairs? Can I... Okay, yes.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Oh!
Huh? You mean us?
Speaking of Geo characters...
If I'm not
Navia!
mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns.
I
and
pulled
pursue
it
the
for
truth.
Navia last
No.
stream.
And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Last Genshin Impact
More
stream.
about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I,
Yep.
Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
Okay. So maybe we
I'm
can
Silver,
get some help
Lieutenant.
from here.
Pleased to meet you.
That would be good.
Demoiselle's various daily needs
Maybe?
and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Mademoiselle? What gives with the names?
second-generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
Oh?
My apologies, demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rasula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So, I'm seeing she's more interested in the truth. Oh, yeah, wait. How to put this? We're interested in protecting Linny. It seems Furina's interested in picking a fight with the Traveler. So my guess is Navia's interested in more like just the truth of the matter.
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay,
Furina sure was quick to
do
point
you
the finger
have...
at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Yeah, I thought so as well, but...
That's not uncommon for her. If you remember,
okay.
The Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away.
Yeah, it would be useful for us to have some more information about Furina before we end up in the actual court deliberating on this case.
Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Furina was going to back down in that situation.
Yeah.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Maybe she's a little hot-handed,
What's your
Furina.
I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Well, when you put it
All
like
right.
that.
I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
No, honestly, no, I don't. But it seems that in this country here, it's just how things are. But no, I don't think it is right to treat a trial like an opera.
And why
But
would
my
that be?
answer that I have there is not always. Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment there, yeah. It's
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
serious.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the Traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
Do I ever help viewers grind? It's something I've considered in the past, but as it stands, I don't have, a reliable enough... I can't always rely on people being currently watching my stream to plan on that, and what I tend to do is I tend to plan out the vision for my stream ahead of time, most importantly so that I can make a thumbnail that properly depicts what the stream is going to be. So my hope is that when the channel is a bit bigger, I can hopefully do things like that more often, but it's hard to plan when sometimes, yeah.
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway,
Like, I have tried doing that with 102 games in the past, and it didn't work out. Like, no one was interested. But I'm hoping in the future.
Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
We became assistants when we didn't know what we were doing here, Paimon. We're not detectives, we're adventurers.
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental
It just
in
gets to
uncovering the truth.
Inazuma. There's parts of Inazuma that I really like. Though parts I like a bit less. But parts I do really like. Yeah.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
Though also I will say, I am probably not one of the best people at this game. I am alright at it.
And what about you over there? What do you think?
Question?
You seem like you've got something on your mind.
Oh, the Atama wins Scarlet Leaf quest.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Okay, we need another clue. Oh? What are these things? What are they? Well, we have to talk to it. Is it... It almost looks... You and your friend made a bet if Cat Raiden, you would start playing... Well... If I understand correctly, you won that bet.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
He's going to start. Nice.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case.
Yes,
Were
we
you always
are.
guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Yeah.
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
You're going to grind
good at that
bosses
sort of
for
thing, you know.
artifacts?
So, It's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
It's actually something I haven't done in a bit. In fact, sometime I need to grind some... I need to grind some more, for... Navia. Where is she? I know I have her here somewhere. Yeah. Last Genshin Impact stream we pulled Navia. But I need to actually at some point end up getting artifacts for her and leveling her weapon up and her talents and her up. I need to do all of that sometime. I did like 1 day of grinding for Navia.
Let's go see, shall we?
But
Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh?
you need 9 levels to AO 45. What AO am I? Oh, I'm AO 55.
Attaboy!
Oh, whoops. I thought I was still in inspection mode. I was hitting E to spam that inspect thing. But instead I threw a cow.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
I will say, like, I didn't play much Genshin Impact. In the first month that the game came out, I played Genshin Impact a fair bit. Then I stopped for about a year. Then I played some. Then I stopped for a bit. Then I've played some. I've been like kind of up and down.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
I like it. It seems
got
like
a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation.
it seems like these characters like stepped right out of a noir detective themed thing. It's great.
And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
I kind of stopped playing after finishing the Dundro Archon Quest last year. When was that? I stopped playing for a bit because just other things came up, and then I recently picked the game back up for the Hydro Archon stuff myself.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Oh, okay. And now we're going to the magic trick explanation, I assume.
Huh? Below stage?
Right?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
Yeah, my best guess is that most likely involved trap. No, it may have involved trapdoors.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, though, Weston.
And
I hope to see you in another stream.
Where did all that go?
Ah, Good eye. That said, you're
and
still
hopefully
far
you
from
have
discovering
fun
the
with your
answer.
friend playing Genshin. The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
All right.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I really need to find a thing and change to the hydro version of the Traveler. That's really what I should be in right now. The Dandro does not fit. And this passage linked the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place.
So the hidden passageway for the magic trick seems a little weird to me in some way, in that this place was made for... It was made for it's the opera where they do trials, right? Why would this be here for that? Did they make this just for when magicians come here?
The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
So we just need to know what happened down here.
Ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
We need to know if anyone was down here, if we have any witnesses down here.
The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside.
Hopefully
and be
we have
moved along the trolley,
witnesses.
all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Though it has to have moved
Once the
very
box was
quickly,
lowered, the trolley
right?
would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Yeah, so this is the part I was thinking about. Then what about your side of the trick? That part, he did the whole faking accidentally coming out of the box, and then like moments later, switcheroo, he's on the other side. He has to have been very quick for that.
You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
Oh, was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
That's
and
kind
that's
of
my
what I was
favorite part of
thinking
this
there
trick.
at the end.
Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked!
That's cool.
Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Originally, I was actually going to pull for Linny and Lynette. I was originally going to pull for them because I wanted to get Linny and Lynette, but the only reason I didn't is I couldn't get Genshin Impact to work to stream when their banner was up. I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
Would.
But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
So it was from the sounds of things, there was no one down here keeping an eye on things.
I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off.
Was she in the audience? Was Navia in the
Someone was
audience?
able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, of course, no need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
I mean...
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Will he not? They do no magic tricks. He talked all about disappearances. Lots of notes on this one. Oh, we're back to this. Oh, lots of evidence here. Anything on this side? Okay, we have a lot to investigate. Alright, let's start on one end and work our way to the other. And the ladder. One by one. And let's see here. Whoops. I was hitting the wrong button.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Linny didn't mention this earlier.
It was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Yeah. Dropped hook rope. Wait. Is there any way this is the original rope that was supposed to be attached to the water tank? Because I think we can be certain the rope that was attached, that was, you know, extra flammable, is not the original.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
We didn't get an explanation for the water tank trick. I wonder if maybe they should have given us one. Maybe it was for a trick.
Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear?
Okay, Paimon.
Here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That trick didn't happen though.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from
Guess
start
maybe
to
it
finish.
was planned to
The
happen.
vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
A broken flower vase.
Oh,
Clothing.
these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Eleni didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change. Yeah.
Do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Wait.
Ugh.
Hmm.
This is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a
Could
detective
they
anymore.
have gotten disguised as someone else? And simply left? Maybe they were not one of the victims here. Maybe the only victim was Cowl? The tracks. And investigated what we have here. All kinds of props and costumes. That vent looks important, but first, as we're going from one end to the other, the vent comes last. And here we go.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
Okay, yeah, now I'm currently suspecting the audience member is the one who did it, and Cowell was the victim. But, I'm not, 100% on this conclusion, but I am leaning that way. Other than those, go through the magic boxes, and Linny and Lynette are the two magic.
Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage, yes. Can we find out where this goes?
Investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Back up we go. No, this is examining it. Climb the ladder.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
And
the guards have checked the area carefully.
The basement.
No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then! You know, like the kind you usually see in novels!
Huh. It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Furina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too.
This is how indemnitium is produced.
That's the
statements from
justice
both sides, the
how
defenses
the
from attorneys,
place
witness
runs on,
testimonies,
right?
And even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice.
Okay.
To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Yeah?
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
I'm really wondering
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey
about
that
the
none of us
specifics
will
of
be allowed to leave this
Neuvillette's
place before
role.
the trial.
We're staying here all day for like 24 hours or something.
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies, that makes us persons related to the case.
Okay.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Oh, alright then.
There's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
I mean, could have been useful.
I just hope you don't mind the lack of options.
For our
I'm afraid that catering to
investigation,
all tastes is not
if
in the
we could
cards,
leave.
nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
And now's not the time
In
to
that
be
case,
picky.
Let's just sort out our findings together here.
Honestly, it could
I
have
was
been
hoping
nice
to take you to
for
try some of
the
Fontaine's famous desserts too.
investigation if we had gotten to, leave and find out a bit more about the serial kidnappings case.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Yeah.
Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
I actually...
Here? But how?
I got Navia in a large pouch just because I liked the look of her design, both like the gun bra and such, and the kind of the Victorian and steampunkiness of it. But I'm also finding out right now that I also like her character. Her character seems pretty good. I like her personality and such.
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Wow. Very nice.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Where were you carrying that?
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good
Nice.
work, you two. Then I'll get
Eggs,
to it.
sugar, and
Please sit
almonds?
tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are
Okay.
quite the interesting group.
Yeah, I I like them. Must be as Spina di Rusul thing.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop
Yeah. Okay, sure. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let me clarify something here. I've made macarons a number of times before. I have made these before. Not those exactly. But this is pushing my suspension of disbelief right here. This is... Wow. Moving on. She did that in it wasn't even a real kitchen, just like a potable stove sort of thing. Why don't we move on?
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself.
Let me clarify.
Egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
Let me clarify macarons out. If you're unaware, they're not as easy as perhaps they look to make. They're rather delicate. No, maybe that's not the right word. Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't made any that recently. But, yeah.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
But that's not what Paimon meant.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout.
Yeah, making snacks is fun, I agree.
Or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try. Fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Wow.
Well,
nicely
eating
done,
too many sweet
Navia.
treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Honestly, my biggest concern with the macarons is the water. Moisture. This place seems... It's the hydronation. This is strong black tea. Yeah, why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
But I should really just look past the macarons and get back to the murder investigation.
As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines.
Yeah.
The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
We're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel.
What are we really
of the vase,
here?
the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
Thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
Yeah.
But the only people left to consider are both technically victims. Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey,
well,
or poor Cowell.
The missing girl is not necessarily a victim if she wasn't kidnapped. If she was the one who killed Cowell, then obviously she's not a victim.
Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
This says, but she... I guess the traveler is going to say, but she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked. I feel like that's jumping it. I'm not sure we know enough about her. We just know she was a painter. She didn't regularly come to the opera. But, I mean, that's fine. This is the first time these 2 have even performed at the opera, right?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
Yeah.
Or does she have any motive?
True.
The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Well, as far as motive goes, I don't think we've, found... Have we found any motive for anyone so far? I don't think so.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
A Paimon, you're only supposed to have 3. I believe that's what Navia's had.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Well, Paimon.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Paimon.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine if you ate them, you ate them.
Even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
Okay.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
It seems like this is becoming more of a thing than just missing macarons.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
They must have magic packets.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Oh wait, we actually had those introduced in the last stream, didn't we?
That's it for snack time.
They probably do.
I'm going to have another look around the area.
I was saying that in like jest, but actually.
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time.
Wow.
As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
Yeah, I mean, we're not allowed to leave, I guess, so it's the only thing to do around here, right?
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Though, honestly, I think it could be helpful if we were allowed to leave and investigate both who this victim was. Actually, both of the victims. And the serial kidnapping case in general.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Okay, probability of third person being involved. Seems low, but I feel like we certainly don't know what's going on with the quest yet. With the
it's probably
everything
gonna be a
yet.
long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Where is it that...
Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Is it up there that Furina? What? Is it up there? I'm just a little confused where Furina was seated. One second. We're not allowed to leave. Let me just... I don't think we can get to where Furina was seated. I don't know why I'm having a tough time speaking. I think it's up there. Okay. 8 to 8? Something... 8? Huh? 801, sure. All right. It doesn't feel like we have all the facts we need. Yeah.
Arataki numero uno.
Nice. Picture there. I like it. Lower. Oh, over there. Here we go.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step, Paramount.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Perhaps. I mean, seems likely.
Just relax.
Hopefully, yeah.
Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Furina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Not a lot of confidence in the Archon.
Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
And through all of this trial, I'm trying to further and while figuring out this mystery, I'm trying to further understand. Oh, is she a bug?
Finally, you're back.
Further understand
Well,
Furina's
how did your
role
investigation go?
in
To be honest, you
this
might be
system.
disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up
I can't.
empty-handed.
Where is she?
That was to be expected.
I don't know where this is
The guilty
spatially
can
from
never
where.
produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just
Since
you
both
wait.
parties are present,
Okay,
I
this
declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly,
Okay,
in
there
order
we
for the
go.
audience to understand
That
the
gives
causes
me the
and results of the
perspective.
incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Okay. What about the water one?
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct,
Yeah?
Your Honor.
Not kind
that
of how
case,
to
I call
prove in
upon
a
the
way, I
prosecution.
think.
Lady Furina, do you wish to refute
Kind
his
of how
statement
to
in any
prove
way?
that he couldn't have
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the
made
first shot and break
trouble,
this case wide
mischief.
open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct
They give her
Halsey
these
and
good
murder Cowell.
dramatic angles.
In fact, I'd say
Camera
you were
angles.
hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
Oh,
And
nice.
you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any
The
kind?
thump.
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud
Thud,
that I
thump,
believe
yeah.
practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't. We still don't really have an explanation for that.
Something's not right here.
Oh no, yeah. He
I'm
doesn't
sure
know
he
about
could have
it.
heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh, look at that.
Look at those
The machine
scales.
is.
Could those mean...
They probably represent the oratress's stance in the trial, but not all the facts have been huge. Why is it shifting yet?
Well then, ladies
Isn't it
and
eerily for it's just-
gentlemen, allow me to
I
use the
don't know.
words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
What? Wait. Vtubie? Ooh. Oh, wait.
No wonder
Okay.
you did something like this.
Is this
So
true?
the serial disappearances were the Vtubie's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened
Is
on
it
stage
true?
probably wasn't just an accident.
I don't think it is. Wait.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have
Is
nothing
it?
to do with what happened.
Is it? Wait, is it true now?
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us
no.
everything that happened.
I
during
want
that
to make
1
it clear.
minute.
I don't think that actually has anything to my knowledge to do with the case, but it would be cool. I actually was hoping. I'm hoping they out with the Vtubie, because doesn't that bring it up to 3 characters? That would make them like the second and third characters of the Vtubie that we could play. Yeah, the only other one is Child, right?
Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted?
Look at
Now
this.
comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too
Furina
easy.
has
Good thing I made
a
all
bit
those
of an ego.
preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last
I
night is
think,
really paying off.
Okay, she has put work into this. I'll give her that. I mean, it doesn't seem like it actually
Order,
has anything
order.
to do with the trial.
Mr. Linney, allow me to reestablish the
Does
facts.
it?
Lady Furina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Okay. Oh, oh no. There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others, given how Linney has concealed his identity. This could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine, along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Both claims are true? The being out of the house, out of the opera house, and being a member of the
That's
house
it. We
of
might as well
House?
move on to the sentencing already.
I think that's a bit premature. Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot
In that
proceed.
case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant
What?
deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Okay, good.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Maybe it's just me, but it doesn't seem like things have been really
Allow the joy
proven
of victory to steep
much
for
in
a
any
little
way.
while longer.
Like we haven't even established, like, are they thinking that them being of the House of House is the motive? Is that what they're thinking here?
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
Oh no, he underestimated her. That's honestly looking bad for us.
I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
I don't think we've necessarily found out that they are bad guys here.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
I mean,
I know you've clashed with the
we're
Vtubie
not
several
even
times
like...
before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
We've fought Child, but we also had a chat with him earlier. So it's like, although we're kind of enemies with the Vtubie, it doesn't mean that an individual Vtubie is our enemy.
But our organization is
two
very
individuals
large,
in this case.
and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Vtubie who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too.
Yeah?
But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed? Yeah.
Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Also, I'm wondering if they have delusions.
I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
They were taking as much of the minute as they could to investigate.
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box.
Yeah.
So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute the step.
I'm not so sure. This is, so far this is making it sound more difficult to support their defense, even though it doesn't, to me, sound entirely bad, seeing as during the trial I was wondering, how is that thing working? I can support their curiosity here, but... And what did you find?
Nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
Could it have been one of the two
should have been
victims?
Impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Alright.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates? What's the question? Wait, no, I mean, who wouldn't want to know? Who wouldn't want to know how the oratory operates? This thing is I mean curiosity, but also it's what is. I don't know. I'm almost scared of what the implications behind how it may or may not operate.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Okay.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
I mean, that's an even more morally upstanding goal than I was thinking. I just wanted to know how it worked.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Vtubie, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from the charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should. I will defend you.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
Try?
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
The Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Wait, actually we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
Oh, actually. Technically, well, I wonder if this is how they're thinking of it, but maybe we could use the him not being there to hear the third in their favor at this point. That they won't though. The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Okay. Onwards with the show, or the trial, or both.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Furina as fact. Therefore, Lady Furina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Okay, what
That took long
does
enough.
she think happened?
Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Based on that position account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement, okay? Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratories will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all the incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Furina versus Dalag.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
I think that's fact, right? Yeah? That's just true.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Now that part's just false.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
No. No.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
False?
At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel.
As long as we have the information right.
And caught Linny red-handed.
No.
So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
No. Okay, so she started.
That's the truth
correct
behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Furina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Furina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw.
Yeah? Okay, so... Can we just start at the start? Identify loopholes. Yeah, Linny's statement.
To Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Yep. However, was Linny really in the tunnel at the time? He was not. Let's see here. Young lady's clothes, a strange sound during the magic show. He couldn't have heard it. Oh wait. What? The voice, perhaps? I guess.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Yes. Wait, what was this? The existing evidence indicates that when Linny returned to the tunnel, the crime had taken place, and all Linny saw the clothes.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention!
Ace Detective Hyman.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
Yeah.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss,
I wonder if it was the Oratrice's code hacking. We heard water. We heard a voice from the fountain at the start of this stream.
The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Well, that's a reconstruction of events anyways, Hyman. Yeah. Successful refutation. Well, Furina, what do you have?
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
And in that mustache too.
You believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Well, a little bit, but not much. Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
Two options. The on-stage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell oh wait. This is another one of those things that it's actually only one option here.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And
Yeah?
that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do
You
you ask?
still don't really know what the sound
You're
was.
saying that he wasn't.
Your claim has now become my weapon. I guess I'm just select one of these. I can't select any of these though. Okay, yeah, just wanted. I just needed some nuts to be. Okay, I need these nuts to be shining new right now either. Anyways, information about the missing lady. A strange sound. Entrance. A strange sound.
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic.
I like the dramatic
Well then,
scenes
if it
of
wasn't Linny who committed the
Furina,
crimes, then who was it?
whereas I don't like the dramatic scenes of Paimon in the goofy disguise, the glasses and mask. Well, they're kind of funny, but I don't like them nearly as much as the scenes. Select answers and fill all of the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made a mistake, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all of the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. Okay. The guard's investigation report indicates that I don't think I should read these all aloud. It might take too long. This part, perhaps. If Linny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. The magic trick. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. Okay, I'll read these, I think. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Oh, then we just pick one thing, but I don't know.
Could there have been a third person involved?
No.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Seems unlikely. I think
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she?
Honestly, this is what I've suspected for, but I guess I'm wrong. Wait.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
I mean, I guess maybe a third. It seems unlikely, though.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Cowell, I guess. Guy who's dead. The dead guy. The deceased.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
Apparently.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Okay.
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I
Yeah,
must
I'd
do
like
next
to hear
is
this.
recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
I'm not sure quite how this is going to work.
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
The oratories, maybe?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Yes.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
And there's no way they used the vent.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Should we stout with him?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel,
And
so there must have been some fear that she... No one entered or left the Opera House through its... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the...
I guess next the clash,
Halsey's
then the
clothing was in the tunnel.
clothes. And no exits or entrances? No. No bad? Okay, alright,
No one entered or left the Opera House. It would have been tough for both people to...
I guess if we're really trying to construct the... So that it's really not linear, we might want to start with they couldn't have used the vent.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Where did Halsey go?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Missing
Linny was
it.
not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our...
How can...
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must... It would have been tough
I guess
for
only
both...
one choice left. Right, wait, what? We're missing a piece of evidence? Or something? What? No, wait, it's plain... leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all of the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. I honestly feel like we haven't adequately explained the noise. Linny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given... This wouldn't have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box and in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the Opera House. So even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Yeah, this has been part missing from the start, the entire time here. Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just
Hey,
a
you
bluff.
don't have an explanation
And here
for
I
where
thought
she
you
went
had
either,
something
do you?
to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick
Okay.
as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Yeah,
You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
See, here's the thing. I feel like the water tank trick, and I've felt like it for a bit now, may have some relevance. I don't know what, because they haven't explained it. Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Wow. Talk about placing the drama before the justice there. What?
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
And then the water as the last scene?
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Did he somehow liquefy her? So they didn't give that as an option for us to use earlier. We had to wait till now to get it right.
Instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
How was that done?
Similar method where a person could be transformed into water.
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning
even if Linny is guilty, right? We still don't really know the full truth. We don't know where someone went.
But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Yes.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Okay. All right.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage,
really?
each labeled separately.
Test tubes?
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
Alright then.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
Can he turn
The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
All
You gotta
right.
be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be
Okay.
true?
We're onto something interesting here.
It's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
I mean,
Mademoiselle,
she's
What about
on.
your partners?
She's busy with the Grado case of disappearances, right?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues.
Yes.
Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr.
Okay.
Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course.
Things
Thank
are
you, Your
looking
Honor.
up for Linny and Lynette.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Yes.
Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Indeed. Okay. Let's hear these first.
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yeah.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
Yeah.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
I don't think so. She was
I
busy
remember
doing
there
the
was
trick.
something else within the inner layer of that box.
Wait, what was within the new layer of the box?
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fire.
Okay, so it's saying who is the prime suspect? What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick.
Maybe the
but was
dropped
instead
hook rope. What item did the culprit use to
water from the
dissolve
primordial sea.
Halsey? And what item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime? Ooh, maybe
there was
the...
something else within the inner layer of that box.
Oh, wait. Destroying
that
the
held the water tank
water
up.
tank, I think. No? Okay, I guess
I remember there was something.
the second box. Okay. I thought maybe that was too obvious, so...
Ahem. It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Here we go!
original
Ace Detective Paimon again.
Tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. With the
What are we saying is the thought that
by the water
happened?
tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually
We don't
lays
quite have
together a lot of the
everything
more
though, do
confusing
we?
pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now,
Well,
it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death.
At least Furina is starting to realize that she might be around and she's not, like, digging herself a deeper hole.
His notes mentioned he had an
possibly.
accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Okay,
I shall
new
now invite
evidence
him on stage to share
pouring
it
in.
with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Seems
And
like we should have
found an
had
identical sample of the water from the
this
primordial sea
earlier,
among
but-
Linny's personal effects.
What?
Well, that seems like it could be a plant. But-
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
wow.
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience,
We do need an explanation for this.
my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Okay, back to the
Linny
reputation.
did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
That pout doesn't seem to sound quite right to me.
He knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to
Personally.
cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now,
Oh, the base?
As much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Vtubie is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Okay.
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end
Really?
of the road?
There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here?
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my
I
flawless reasoning.
don't think it quite lines up, though.
This is indeed the finale.
I feel like this doesn't explain either the third or why Linny didn't hear the third.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
What's the thing you're doing?
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss,
Yes?
I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Evidence?
Come on, don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors,
Okay.
Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Alright.
Come on now, don't
Linny
be
doesn't
silly.
know.
Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
Okay, I want to see how this is
and stars of the show
going.
I think I should leave the final performance to you.
Quite know how it's going to go.
I understand.
All right.
And
Lenny?
voila.
Did she? There she is.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So
Yeah, it
the
was
whole
a
thing about people
kidnapping,
dissolving
not,
wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here
She
because
dissolved,
this person
but-
told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
Oh, did she?
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
Okay.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three. Where should I begin? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
Well, can we shift those scales?
Why? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Lillian from
I heard that Linny's
Mondstadt.
show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there.
Okay.
And I'd never been caught before.
That
But I was noticed at the harbor a
what
few
was it,
days
Cowl
ago,
cat
and I
here?
barely got away. Lenny was
Maybe.
the one who caught me in the act.
Oh. Oh, wait.
wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief.
Oh,
Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well,
Wow.
and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
yeah.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I
Wow.
played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
So
I
the
wasn't
water
going to take
didn't
that
do
lying
anything
down,
to her.
So I knocked him out and stuffed
Because
him into the
she's
box.
from Mondstadt. She got lucky.
There was nowhere to run from
Maybe.
there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Okay.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they were practiced hand at concealment, probably.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Okay. Wow, how Halsey would have reacted is different because do we have a the clothes?
Seems
And what I want is something mentioning that the Mondstadt versus the thing is only working on people from Fontaine, but we don't have that.
the strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Infighting between Linny and Cowell, completely wrong.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowl.
Okay, and Lily knocked Cowl out. Which is obviously not true.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
There we go.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Once again, Ace Detective Paimon time.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
Yup.
Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Quite lucky for her.
The water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect. He tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box.
So the biggest standout from this case once the case is over, I think, might be that we might need to further investigate this water from the primordial sea stuff.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
I wonder when she found out that the guy died. That Cowl was killed by that.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she slid 2 of them right under our noses.
Not exactly.
Sneaky thief.
Not exactly filling.
All the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story. Bravo! Bravo!
And the decision...
Now then, Lady Furina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have made these accusations. I don't feel almost
If there are no
bad for
objections,
him, but...
then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat
But
full
the
sequence
only
of
reason
events.
I feel bad for here is because I like all of the outcomes in this game. The outcomes are interesting, and on top of that, as I mentioned earlier, I'd kind of like to get all of the outcomes as characters that I can play with sometime, but...
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank,
that does make
using the
sense.
fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise.
Yeah.
Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
Quite a few
Lillian,
things
according
happened
to her
in
own
that
statements,
minute.
then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
Yeah.
From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct
There
that
was a
should still
number
be
of
investigated
twists in this.
separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
And yet, where's that animation there? This, that's a little reminiscent. Ticket. Getting
As
punched.
such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
I still want to know how this Oratrice works, though. Let's not celebrate
Next,
just yet.
I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious
We
mistake,
do know
you know.
that he had a had an accomplice.
But false evidence that you dare to bring before this court.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Wow. The Furina and Novalit grilling the guy at once.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Vtubie. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through,
well, that's actually looking good for the Vtubie now.
You have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yeah?
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss
do you know you're
discovered
working
that
with?
the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
When I saw that he was interrupted in the dialogue, I kind of thought there was a chance that was going to happen. But I was too engrossed in his speech to say it. He turned into water. Yeah, maybe in the hat.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be someone currently here, right? Who triggered it most? Well, there might have been a way for someone to hear what was going on in here. The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lenny.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end.
I'm fine with them.
Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Vtubie.
But I guess I don't know how to travel. I just didn't want to see anyone be falsely accused. I just wanted to be sure that we was quick.
I guess.
Accused.
But
yeah,
regardless,
sure.
I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls
One
the
second,
House of the Hearth?
who's the Knave? Who's the Knave?
She's your father?
Wait.
We're here.
I went to look up
wondering,
which one of the neighbors. I've looked at.
It's about my past.
Okay. Our Lucino. Okay. That's all I need to know. Our Lucino is the name. Okay. Would you mind yes,
Back when
sure.
our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several
figuring
streets
them
until
out.
we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular.
Good
And
job.
we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
Yeah.
He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Possibly. Yeah?
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna...
Oh, wow.
But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
What happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, he'd already taken care of that guy.
And I assume you joined
She had
up with
rescued
the
my
knave
sister
at
before
this
she could come
point.
to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
So, before we continue, one of the reasons I did want to look up who the knave was is because throughout, I've looked at the list of the Haubinos of the Vtubie a bit before, and the knave A couple of them I'm particularly interested in learning about, and the Knave is actually one of them that I'm more interested in learning about than some of the others. I'd have to look at the list to tell if she's one of the most, or I don't know. But I know she's one of the ones I'm more interested in learning about.
I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Yeah?
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
The Knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Maybe. And there's going to be one of the Vtubie somewhere here who wants the Gnosis. Maybe it's not the Knave. Maybe it's a different one.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Okay.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
I don't want her to get the Gnosis,
The
though.
whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
Of course, we've never successfully stopped them from getting a Gnosis, have we?
Dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the Knave, has their roots in Fontaine.
So,
and we will always defend our homeland.
At this point, it does feel like it would be more surprising to see Fontaine keep its Gnosis in the end than it would be to see it lose it.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
This is another one of the ones that it's like I'm saying both things, so I don't really get a choice, isn't it? I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you. Honestly, I feel like at this point I can. It's actually pretty funny here. It's pretty funny here in that it feels like comparing me and the Traveler, me and the character I'm playing here, we've had like opposite journeys as far as trust and trusting these two magicians, whereas the Traveler like started trusting them, at least at the start of this stream, much more, while I was more suspicious, and then we kind of crashed with Obu switching positions by this point.
It's alright, I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
I understand.
Bye, Linny!
Leave the opera house then, okay? Wait, what's this? Oh, Navia.
Hey there.
She was
What was with the disappearing
extremely
act you pulled right as the
helpful
trial
throughout
ended?
this.
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
What? No, wait, I want to help with that. I want to find out what's going on with the primordial... What? to see. But it looks like I have to tell him, no, I'm not helping or something. Well, I am sorry, Navi. What?
What's wrong, my dear partner?
I want to help with it, though. Oh, I was really only trying to defend Linny. I wasn't, no.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah.
Oh, whoops.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating
Yeah,
with
I
you
want
too.
to continue investigating these with her.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Sure, why not, you know?
That formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Oh, maybe
I'd
though.
just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
Though maybe a farewell meal might be a little too final.
Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Let's go have a meal
You
with
don't
them.
have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navi is treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. What? Now we've unlocked, something here. Furinas. Just a moment. As we load in. So we might, yeah, actually no, we probably will wrap things up and shortly. Wait, so can I see really quick? We have one of these here. So I went to, what is it called, Toon? My traveler to Hydro, that's... Al? Yeah, Al. And there we go. Party info, can we just switch out to, I don't know, Goro for a minute? Now, level 46 travel.
Just what will we come across this time?
Where is it? There it is. Resonate. Cool. Neat. Neato. Okay. Switching back to Goro though for later. Let's not forget to do that.
Company, fall in.
Should we do this now? Let me just look something up about the quest really quick. here. So we're on like the faint moonlight of yesteryear. I didn't see exactly. I think this is the start of the next big quest. If this is the start of the next big quest, then I'm kind of thinking that we save it for the next stream. It's taking a minute to load. Oh, for the next Genshin stream, that is, of course. It's loading. Okay, yeah, this is the very start of the quest. The first objective in the quest is go to the hotel, the bar. So, yeah, we're 3 hours, 20 minutes into this stream.
The weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we don't... Wait. What? That's an interestingly dressed dog.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
Not what I thought it was at first glance. I thought it was a tiny centaur, but that was like out of the corner of my eye. But anyways, I mean we've got these here, and I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I think that's a good spot for us to wrap the stream up. And we'll be able to start the next act, right? Right, act? Chapter 4, Act 2, yeah, we'll start Act 2 next time. And continue onwards. Do we do another set of 10 wishes? See if we can get to the Archon. I looked at what the banners are coming up, and I wasn't really that interested in them, so... Why don't we? Just test. Give it a test of luck at the end of the stream here. I mean, we've already seen that we're not getting... And... Dragon's Bane. There we go. There we have it. We did not get May. 1 second, 1 second. Honestly. I'm really torn here. 1 more set of 10. Come on, it's me. It's me. It's Raiden. But no. Okay, that's all I think I can justify. Well, we really did well on Kujo Saras today. I don't even know anything about what Sarah and Kujo does. Actually, the funny thing is that's the character that I'm interested in. This character. So if I clicked this, it would leave me broke and a Primogen. What's the worst thing that could happen here? I guess the worst thing is I get a bannet. That is the worst thing that could happen. But I could get Raiden or that character, and I actually want... Okay, I can still get that other character though. It could still happen at this point in time. Oh, get this character who I don't know anything about. I remember this guy coming to the castle. Okay. Alright. Is that it? To clarify, I do like getting 4 stars that I don't have, but... Okay, Mika. We got Mika. That's it. That's it. So this is going to be it for Genshin Impact today. I will say we're going to try a little more with multi-streaming to Twitch in the future, but I'll always be streaming here at the same time. So as long as you're subscribed to this channel, you won't miss my streams. And on top of that, future schedule. At the moment, I'm a little busy. I'm a little busy with things unrelated to streaming. And because of that, I might not do a schedule this week. I might not. There's a chance until I resolve certain things, I might not do a schedule at all until things are resolved. But once I resolve things, back to schedules. But even without that, I'll see if I can keep up with streams. Like this one. This one did not have a schedule, but I scheduled it a couple hours beforehand, so you could have seen it beforehand. Seen that it was scheduled. I will try to do that. A couple things in the future. I'd like to do more of this Archon Quest line. We also have more of Genshin Impact Third's storyline to continue. And also, pretty soon, I think it's like the 6th of February maybe or something, I'm not sure exactly, we have Pinaconi. That's right, Honkai Star Rail 2.0 releases very soon, and we have things with that. I mean, I've Hoyovis's games, that's currently my favorite, at least, so we're definitely going to be playing through Pinaconi. Yes. But I hope everyone enjoyed today. I certainly did. This was fun. And until next time, please do try and have a blast for me. Bye.